what it is that goes on in a boat.
This cockpit is home to 3 people on 200 miles of an offshore powerboat race. I'm standing up, which is what they do. It's much the safest thing to do. Over here will be the navigator, without whom you cannot do. He sets the course for you, does the signaling. The only operation that he has to guide him is that compass. On a rough day, that compass doesn't stay still. Moves all of the time. So he has to be a pretty good mathematician. He has a grab bar, which is the only thing that's going to keep him in the boat. He has timing devices. It's necessary to know exactly how long it takes to get from any one checkpoint to any other checkpoint, because if you're off course, you know at the end of a given period of time that you better begin to look at that stopwatch and look for that checkpoint. This is where the driver is. His only job is to drive, do what he's told, basically, by the navigator. But in the meantime, develop a high sensitivity to his throttle man. Now, throttle man's over here. He has control of the throttles, control of the trim of the boat. Throttle man must make very sure that when the boat is out of the water and in a trajectory, he comes off the throttles so as not to let the engines over-rev. 2 seconds, 1 second, 1/10 of a second before that boat goes back in the water, he's got to be back on the throttles so that it gets the prop's bite to propel the boat forward. Now, the throttle man has a dual function. He's also, in many cases, the crew chief. The crew chief has to know accurately what's behind him in these engines here. Knowing that, he must watch all of these gauges. He must know what the fuel pressure is, he must know what oil pressure is, know what oil temperature is, because as soon as anything starts getting hot back there, it's probably a fairly good indication that you're going to have to do without one of these lovely big engines. Should any one of these gentlemen be thrown out, automatically a plug down here is pulled, and that automatically shuts the engines off, because prop cuts can hurt. And as you get tired, reactions slow down. The brain doesn't operate quite the way it does when you start the race. So you have to rely on some automatic creature comforts to help you through the last 25 miles.
And that's that big cushion that is around her shoulders there. Two-time world